What's going on, guys? Welcome to this week's edition of the MP Podcast. I'm Lincoln.
I'm Ibam.
What's going on?
Yo, buddy.
I'm tired today.
Aw, Monday tired.
Monday tired. I also worked through the weekend, so
that's true, actually.
A little extra tired today. But you know what? I'm going to buck up and get this done because it's Monday and it's podcast day. You are seeing this on Tuesday, but it is podcast day Monday. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, because this, I think this launched last week and is kind of a big thing that, well, everybody's talking about. And it's mostly from my era. Like, this is not a your era thing, but I still wanted to touch on it because it's like huge news.
Huge.
So Live Nation announced this festival called When We Were Young. And it's being hosted in Las Vegas at the festival grounds. It is like a crazy amount of bands.
So are you flying or driving?
I'm not going. I have no interest in going to this.
Okay.
I had no interest in going to it when it was announced, and only because they're like the poster's crazy.
Yeah.
The amount of bands. It's apparently one stage. It's one day. As far as I know, it's one day. They actually, to be fair, they just added a second day to it because of the overwhelming demand, because they sold out the first day like instantly.
There's no way you can sound check, change the stage that many times. Each band would sing one song?
That's kind of what people are.
Crazy.
Yeah, so they haven't announced how many stages it's going to be. It's got to be for the amount of bands they have in this list. Like, I could see it being 3 stages. It's apparently 12 hours long for each day, but they've added a second day, is what they are saying on their Twitter.
Okay.
It's the same lineup for both days, so it doesn't matter which day you go to. There's a lot of problems with it. It's also $250 American to go to this festival.
I mean, to see that many bands, though, that's not that bad of a deal, I think. Anyways.
It's not that bad of a deal. However,
Yeah.
when multiple bands drop out, it's not if.
Yeah.
When multiple bands, like they've got 50 bands on here, they're gonna lose at least 10 for no matter what, minimum 10. If not if the whole thing gets canceled, they've already stipulated that there's no refunds, there's no blah blah blah, like all this stuff, and it's like
okay, then in that case,
super risky. And apparently, another thing I was reading was there was like a hip hop festival that Live Nation, same thing, where they did this, and it was like a crazy lineup. The poster looked almost identical, and it was like a 1-day festival thing or maybe a 2-day festival, and it was roughly the same price. It got canceled fully, and they've never refunded anybody, and there's still people fighting to get their money back.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so
That's bad business.
Well, I don't know if that's the thing. I know Ticketmaster is not a great company.
Yeah.
Like, I know Ticketmaster charges exorbitant amounts of fees for no reason and all sorts of crap.
Yeah, they're the DoorDash of tickets.
Live Nation, I guess, is supposed to be the direct competitor to that. And they were supposed to be better. They're no better than Ticketmaster now, apparently.
It was said that you would destroy this and not join them.
When it comes to ticketing for shows, it's kind of you don't really have many options.
Lesser of two evils.
I guess, but I don't know. There are a lot of bands on this list that I would love to see live. There's quite a few on here that I've already seen live when I was younger, because it's called When We Were Young. But and these are bands, honestly, these are bands that I grew up listening to. And like I said, there's a lot on here that I have seen before. There are quite a few that I would love to see. But it's just, you think about, we talked about it before. What was that Travis Scott thing called? Astroworld?
Astroworld, yeah.
Live Nation was the one that put on Astroworld.
Yeah.
And didn't have sufficient security and set up. Granted, I think the crowd there are people posting about they're the ones that put on Astroworld. Like, I don't want to go to When We Were Young and get trampled. To be fair, I don't think the crowd that's going to Astroworld is going to be going to When We Were Young. Mm-hmm. I think the crowd going to When We Were Young is like people my age.
Right.
You know, like within this. And I don't think any of, like, honestly, I feel like, because
you could trample the hell out of someone.
Well,
I'm just saying, if you wanted to.
If I
but
wanted,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
When I feel like, because it looks like My Chemical Romance, My Chemical Romance and Paramore are the headliners. Like, they're the two biggest names on the whole thing. So I feel like by the time MCR takes the stage, everyone's going to be exhausted. Like, no one's going to be standing.
Past their bedtime.
Oh, my God. They're going to be like,
I have tomorrow.
Like, the babysitter's about to leave my house. I have to go.
Yeah.
I feel like by the time MCR takes the stage, everyone's going to be exhausted. If it was me, like, I remember going to Warped Tour when I was younger. And I was in my like late teens, early 20s. Yeah. Like, I had energy.
For sure.
I've never had a lot of energy my whole life because, like, I'm fat and slobbing.
You're storing it all.
Yeah.
Just like me. We're storing our energy.
We store the energy, and then one day we're
onto it.
No, one day we're gonna
release,
like Goku, and like release. Kamehameha.
We'll be 165 pounds after we release. It'll be so good.
What happened to you? Be like,
Goku.
What is all of that dangling off you? It's skin. It's skin. But honestly, I feel like everybody's gonna be exhausted.
Totally.
So,
especially after they only listened to 3 songs from each band.
Yeah.
I can't imagine whoever came up with that has never set up a festival in their life, I don't think.
But they have.
I know. It's just crazy.
I
know. That's the hilarious part about it, is that's what they do for a living.
So, you're not looking at the poster, are you? Okay.
I can't see it, but all I can see are colors.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So,
I can't read anything.
One of the things I wrote down in my notes was I wanted you to try to name like 5 bands off this list.
There's no way.
And not including
MCR.
Yeah, not including the 2
Paramore,
that
go.
Yeah, no.
Let's think about names that are okay. As I lay dying, as I die laying, as I cry laying dying, as
well, you hit
grave crying,
grave crying.
I used to be young. I hate my parents. I mean, how many names are there?
Young.
I mean, really, I don't know. Well, they have the worst names.
It's funny because there's a band called The Used, and it's like it could have been it could be now They Used to Be Young. Oh my God!
If there was a gun to my mother's head, I couldn't name 5 bands.
Instead of Bring Me the Horizon, Bring Me the Tylenol.
Yes. These are all cover
Taking
bands.
Back Sunday because we're gonna watch. Like, it's Taking Back Sunday ... because we're gonna lay on the couch and watch golf all day because we're hungover from Saturday night.
Yes. Yeah.
And also we have ribs on the barbecue. Like, that's Taking Back Sunday's new name.
Yeah.
Dashboard Confessional.
Okay. Yeah.
Pierce the Veil, Dance Gavin Dance, which is one of my favorite bands. They're like really the only ones.
You've shown me some music videos that they've done. I remember in the past you showed me a couple of music videos that they've done that you really liked.
Unbelievable music. They always have unbelievable.
Dashboard Confessional, I remember hearing and not wanting to.
AFI.
AFI, yeah.
Yeah, AFI's on there. Alkaline Trio,
I've heard of. I don't listen. This is not my. This is
no.
But I've heard of some of these bands.
Avril Lavigne. You've heard Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah. I love Jimmy Eat World, actually.
Yeah.
There's a couple good songs.
Silverstein?
Never.
Senses Fail?
No.
Fair enough.
Senses Fail.
Senses Fail. See, and they were like one of my favorites growing up. Ice Nine Kills. I knew you were going to know that one. Car Seat Headrest?
No.
I'm not kidding.
No.
There's a band called Car Seat Headrest.
Oh, my God.
Atreyu?
I've heard of Treyu.
Yeah, because
I have. Yeah, I've never heard it. I couldn't name.
Because that's Never Ending Story, right?
Yeah, the horse that dies in the beginning.
Yeah.
Atreyu.
Horror Pops?
No.
Oh, okay. I could honestly just keep Hawthorne Heights.
I used to live there.
Okay. Really?
No.
Oh.
Just sounds like the name of a neighborhood.
Like, honestly, I look at this list and, like, there are so many bands on here that I'm like, God damn, I would love to see you again. But
right.
this
What
is
was your favorite
not...
show that you've seen out of all those bands on that list? If you had to name like a favorite show that you went to of those bands that you've seen.
Oh, that's a great question because I've been to a lot. So years and years and years ago, there was a okay, so we had Warped Tour in the summer. Mm-hmm. The guy who started Warped Tour started another tour in the winter called Taste of Chaos that came through. It was meant to be a small, it wasn't as big as Warped Tour, but it was meant to have like, it had big bands on it, and it was just meant to like kind of give us something to like have during the winter.
Yeah.
So the very first Taste of Chaos that came to Calgary, the bands that co-headlined that were My Chemical Romance and The Used. And I mean, there were a lot. I think in total there was probably like 7 bands on the bill. And they played at, I want to say, the Corral.
Okay.
I think the first one was at the Corral. I believe it moved over to the Saddle Dome for the
Probably
third year.
Yeah.
But I mean, that first year of Taste of Chaos was awesome. Like, that was a good show. And Taste of Chaos is like the prime example of what this is. This is much
on steroids.
Oh, this is on steroids for sure. If I look back, that was a show that I loved as a kid.
Yep. It sounds like a food tour. Like, Mom, I'm going to the Taste of Chaos.
I'm going to Taste of Chaos.
I'm going to taste Jamie Oliver's salad. It's crazy.
I'm going to taste Jamie Oliver. I mean, the first time I saw Dance Gavin Dance live ever was amazing. I've seen Tool twice now, which is a totally different genre, but I love seeing Tool live. Seeing Fleetwood Mac live essentially
crazy.
Twice.
It's like a bucket lick.
I saw Fleetwood Mac the first time in a seat watching them, and then the second time I listened to Fleetwood Mac from backstage and got to not hang out with them, but at one point I was just kind of sitting at the security checkpoint or whatever, and Mick Fleetwood was pacing backstage. And I don't know, have I told this story on the podcast before?
You've told me, but yeah.
Okay.
Go, yeah.
He was pacing back and forth backstage, and he just had his drumsticks kind of out or whatever. And I think he had a cigarette kind of dangling. It wasn't lit, but I think he had a cigarette dangling on his lips. I think. That I'm not 100% sure. But at one point, he locked eyes with me and was just like, gave me like a little nod and whatever. And I was just like, oh.
You're like, I'm security. I'm working security for the show.
Well, I wasn't working security. I was waiting to do the loadout because I was supposed to go to the show and then do the loadout. But the deal for the tickets fell through because the guy was a dick. But anyway, I don't know,
That's
man.
rad.
Like, I've been to a lot of shows, and I think even last September? September of 2019, I think. I went and saw Ghost at the Corral, and this is right before the pandemic hit us, and it was one of the last times. Not one of the last times. That was the last show I ever went to at the Corral.
Right, before they tore it down.
Exactly, before they tore it down. So I appreciated the fact that I got to go to at least one more show in there before I got torn down.
Yeah. That's super rad.
Much the same way, obviously the Saddle Dome's not getting torn down now, but it would have been the same way.
I don't think they're going to tear it down.
They're not going to.
Yeah,
there's
no way that they're.
Well, the
tear it
arena's
down.
dead. They're not going to.
She dead.
Not that we're going to talk about that anymore. But this show, basically, my point being, this show is astronomical in terms of bands that I listened to when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Part of me does wish that it was touring, so that maybe it would come at least somewhere in Canada that I could go see it.
Yeah.
But the fact that I don't know, man. I don't see it actually happening. I see it falling apart.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there that are like, this kind of has Firefest feels, and it's it kind of does. Yeah. I'm not saying I want it to fall apart. No. I would absolutely love to see this pulled off without a hitch. that everybody goes to this show, has an amazing time on both days, and there's like, I would love to see concert footage of this.
Yeah.
After the fact, because
sure.
I would like to watch it from the comfort of my own
They
home.
should live stream these kind of things so people can like tune in. That would be rad if they started doing that with concerts. It's just live streaming them so people who like everywhere in the world could like, you know,
Totally.
obviously pay. They could make money off of it, and you could advertise off of it.
Isn't
too.
that what? What's that one concert? And sorry, my beard hair keeps getting caught in the microphone. It's so annoying.
Pulling it out.
Every time I turn my head, it just like I can feel it kind of catching in the mic.
Shaving you slowly.
What's that one EDM festival over in Europe that they do live streams? You don't even have to pay for it. I'm pretty sure they do live streams of the whole
That's rad.
thing.
They're so far ahead of us.
And not only are they're like basically giving. It's not. I don't know what
It's
it's.
like Glastonbury.
No, it's like Dream World.
There's so many iconic music festivals that come out of Europe. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't know what it is off the top
They're
of my
like
head.
they love going to festivals. Europeans love
Oh,
festivals. Like that is their
But they
summer.
do it right. They don't
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
kill each other.
They're years in advance. They don't trample people. People can go to the bath. There's enough bathrooms. Like they know how to organize them properly. Down here, they're like, yeah, Chuck, yeah, Frank will watch the door. It's cool.
It's all about
yeah, bring
money.
them down. Yeah, oh, for
Here,
sure.
it's all about the almighty dollar at the end of the day.
dollar
Like how much
bills.
money they can make off a festival. So
Yep.
it's like they skimp.
Instead of creating an experience for people to come back and spend more money the next time. Like,
Yeah. This one, it's my understanding there's an upgrade on the one of this one that's like, you don't have to use porta potties. You can use nicer bathrooms. And it's like, I don't know where I saw that. I don't know if it's legit.
Oh my! We
But
give you diapers.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, if that's an upgrade, I'm not like, I have to pay to use nicer
That's
washrooms. Like, give me a
terrible.
fucking break.
Live Nation.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope it, like I said,
I'll check flights later. We'll see.
I
We'll do a
hope,
podcast from Vegas by the show.
hey, we're in Vegas.
Hey, we're totally in Vegas.
We're in Vegas at the When We Were Young show. He doesn't know any of the bands, but I do. And I've got like my black swoopy hair, just
Yeah,
like an
across the
eyeliner.
front.
Like, hi.
Yeah.
It's not a phase, mom. That's what they should have called it. It's not a phase, mom.
Yes,
not when we
100%.
were young, because that just makes us feel old. It should have been called. It's
And
not
it
a
proves
phase,
it's
mom.
Not a phase, mom. Yeah.
Yep. That's what it should have been called.
Marketing.
Fuck you for calling it When We Were Young because it made us feel old. It should have been called It's Not a Phase, Mom.
Screw
Fuck
you.
Anyway, yeah, let's jump off that because I'm tired of feeling old.
Yeah, no worries.
Because I literally, like, some of these bands I saw in, like, fucking community centers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like a long time ago, where it was like they just came through and it was like they played a community center, and now they're playing a huge festival in Vegas.
Maybe playing a festival.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see you at that community center.
Yeah.
What do you got for me? No, I'm just joking.
No, every week you're like, I have a huge list of things, but we can just push it to next week. And I'm like, okay. Oh my God, your list just keeps getting longer every week.
My life is so boring that I just write down things that I find that are interesting to talk about.
And apparently I talk too much on the podcast. And
Who says that? Why do you keep bringing that up, though? You say that all the time.
No,
and
no,
I
no,
don't
no.
think that's true.
No.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
I was just pointing out that apparently I don't let you talk about the things that you're writing notes about.
No. Some stuff gets carried over. Some stuff's longer. I don't know. Just one of the things that was cool was Xbox buys Activision for $69 billion.
What?
69. Nice.
What? I thought it was. Wait.
70 billion. That's the largest. That's one, I think they said the largest transaction. That was more than like Disney paid for.
Oh, I thought it was 6.9.
69
Holy
billion.
shit.
Wait. Billion.
Whoa.
So that's crazy. Activision makes so many games for both platforms. And not only that, they make the Call of Duty series.
I guess it makes sense. It's 69.
Like, that's
6.9 doesn't
so
make sense because
crazy.
that company is worth a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
That is crazy. They also own, pardon me, They Activision owns Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
So now Blizzard is a part of Xbox. The meme that I keep seeing about that is the Tony Stark one where it's Thanos and he's like holding his head or whatever, and he's like he's Sony, and he's looking at Tony Stark, who's Xbox, and he's like holding his head, and he's like, "You lost. Nobody wants to play with you," or whatever. And then the next slide is Tony Stark with all the Infinity Stones, but it's all the different companies they've bought recently, and it's like, "I am Xbox," and he's about to do the snap. So good. That meme is so good because it's honestly so true. Phil Spencer or Spector. I gotta look that up because I don't want to. One of the things that was pointed out to me when I was talking about the Arena deal and I meant to talk about this last podcast.
Yeah.
I was calling the mayor Gianti.
Yeah.
It's Jody.
Okay.
It's Jody. Gyoti,
Jody?
not Gianti. It's Jody.
Jody. Okay.
Yeah, Gyoti. So I apologize for getting her name wrong. I do not apologize for calling her out for fucking up that arena deal.
Yeah.
Because she did. It is Phil Spencer. And one of the things that, because obviously with Xbox / Microsoft buying up all these game companies.
They got Bethesda as well.
Well, Bethesda was the last one that they.
And that's huge.
It's huge. Well, yeah, because there's a lot of.
But the companies that Bethesda owns, and it's
Yep.
Yeah.
So, with the acquisition of Activision, like Xbox is kind of teetering almost on. They're in this weird gray area because they're not quite a monopoly, but they're bordering on it. Because every time they buy a company, everyone's concern is, well, what happens to PlayStation?
Right.
And I don't think, obviously there's a strategic business thing behind it, and they obviously are trying to boost sales of Xbox they don't care about the sales of PlayStation. Like, they don't.
No.
At the end of the day, they do not care about the sales of PlayStation because it does not affect their market cap. But Phil Spencer, who is the CEO he's the head of Xbox, has tweeted out or said explicitly, Call of Duty will stay on PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
He's like, of course it'll
really?
stay. Yeah, he's like, Call of Duty. Yeah.
Well, right now he's saying that.
No. Whether or not,
I think Warzone will stay multi-platform. I think Call of Duty is going to become an Xbox only release.
See,
I think Warzone and everything else is going to be open to PS4 PS and PC. But I think that slowly Call of Duty is going to become an Xbox because that's a division in gaming. You're going to have to choose.
I don't think it'll be that. I don't think that line will be the definitive line. Here's the thing. There's always multiple Call of Duty releases.
Yeah.
There's one a year.
Yeah.
And it's either Black Ops or Vanguard.
It's either Treyarch or.
Right. So to that extent, I could see Xbox being the one that's really sought after, the one that everybody the Modern Warfare, the Black Ops or whatever. I could see them being okay, this is Xbox exclusive for 6 months. And then you can get it digitally maybe on PS5 after that or whatever. And then the lesser cared about Call of Duties will be both platforms. I could see them. They will have exclusives under the different they of course will have exclusives under the different banners or what's the word? Tentpole franchises. That's the fucking word I'm looking for. The tentpole franchises. There absolutely will be exclusives, but they're not going to shut PlayStation out fully. They're going to give PlayStation just enough to kind of.
I disagree. I really feel. I know what you're saying. I feel like there's been two power moves. One was getting Bethesda, and at first everyone was like, "Holy shit!" That's crazy.
That was
but
holy
PS
shit.
still wasn't freaking out. They were like, "Okay,
I
that's
think
kind of
Sony's-
crazy."
yeah.
But they were like, "Well, maybe we need," because they just acquired something too. PlayStation did. I can't remember who. They just acquired some gaming companies do. Anyways, but
Well,
then
it wasn't high value enough to
no.
garner any kind of news.
No, it was
about
nothing crazy. Not like Xbox done. But I really feel this last move is kind of like they're putting their hand around PlayStation's throat. Like, I really think that Xbox is really going to try and squeeze them out. Honestly, I really do. That's like what, and I could be totally wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like they really want to try and take control. And like Call of Duty in gaming, I mean, it's probably one of the top 3 games being played at all times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, other than GTA, you can't really, that's not like a GTA. It's not like an Xbox. You can't buy Rockstar. I mean, you could, but who knows?
I mean,
That would be a big buy. But I'm just saying there's a few games that are at the top of the list of always being played.
Okay. Do you think buying Rockstar is a bigger buy than Activision?
No. I mean, Rockstar's great. Don't get me wrong.
So then they like if they're going to spend $69 billion buying Activision, like realistically, like how much do you think, like what is Rockstar worth?
I don't know. I just know that when this deal was announced, Sony lost $20 billion in their like stocks, and that was the most that they had ever dropped since like 2008.
Oh my God.
How much are they worth?
Rockstar's only worth $5 billion.
Yeah, that's still huge in the grand scheme of things, but not really that big in the video
that's
game
like,
world.
dude, that's scary because that like Xbox might already be talking to them.
Totally.
To be like,
100%.
hi.
I mean, how many backdoor deals
please?
could they be doing right now after they've got this Activision deal?
But I bet you but who knows? Maybe Sony's talking to Rockstar being like, please let us buy you.
Yeah.
Because then,
and they're like, "How much are you going to give us?"
Yeah, exactly. They're like, "Well, you were only worth 5, so we'll give you like 4.5." And they're like, "Xbox has already offered us 15."
Yeah,
but like honestly, why wouldn't they?
Oh, for sure.
Why? And oh my God, one of the things that came out of the Activision deal that I was actually very excited about was Phil Spencer tweeted out that he wants to, because Activision has a whole lot of, he said that he was looking at their IP, their intellectual property, and he was like, look at all these dead properties that he's like, we could revisit, like Guitar Hero.
Oh, for sure.
I would fucking kill for a new Guitar Hero game with like a brand new like wireless fucking Guitar Hero controller that 100%. Looks so sick. I'd be so into it.
They can introduce like other instruments too. Like they had drums, I know, for a while.
Well, Rock Band had every
Rock Band, right?
Rock Band had bass, guitar, drums, and mic. Like it had the whole thing. So I don't know what company did Rock Band, but and Guitar Hero did it too. Like once Rock Band had come out and was competing with Guitar Hero did dabble in like the whole band, like the whole instrument thing,
band experience.
Yeah. Honestly, like for me, I would love to have a new guitar, like make a new Guitar Hero game with like basically like this is what they should do. They should make Guitar Hero and make it like a Spotify or like an Apple Music subscription where you have a massive library of songs. It's not, because remember when the first one came out, it was like you had just the list of songs that was on the disc. And then eventually what it turned into was they would release subsequent discs with the game. So then you had like new songs and you could like play new songs or whatever. And then I think later versions you could download stuff to like actually expand your music library that way. Okay. Now with the way things are, like, and the way music is going, you could literally have essentially like a Spotify music library or like an Apple Music library where it's like thousands of songs that people could like play. And I know that there's a lot of licensing and stuff that goes through with that. But I mean, Microsoft just spent $69 billion on buying Activision. If they're going to address it,
they could work out some music deals for sure.
Oh, for sure. And there's a lot of artists that like would probably jump at the chance to be on it, because that's something that maybe
you're still selling your music that way.
And it gives you more genres.
Totally.
It gives you so many more genres that like I could play like an Adele song on Guitar Hero. Like that'd be so not fun, I guess, but you know what I'm saying,
Like,
right?
babe, come listen.
But the other thing is too is that they could use it as a platform for, you know how like because Rocket League, I guess in some ways, but Fortnite.
Yeah.
Fortnite is being used as like a platform, like literally artists are playing concerts in Fortnite and stuff like that. So Guitar Hero could be the same thing nowadays, where it's like, and like I don't know if there's a market for this. I really don't. This would excite.
It's your own market.
Like it would excite, dude.
The
Like
market of Linky.
yeah, because I know that like so many of the artists I listen to, if I had the ability to play those songs
As I
on
Lay
Guitar
Dying,
Hero,
like-
I don't listen to it as I lay dying. What the fuck?
Making it up.
Did you know that you throwing me off topic? But the lead singer of As I Lay Dying went to jail for trying to have his wife killed.
No.
Did you know that?
Maybe
no.
she was annoying.
He's like a big at a certain point he was a big fitness freak, and he was going to the gym, and then at a certain point he tried to hire this guy who was like he had met through the gym to kill his wife. Turned out the guy was like an undercover cop, and they were like he went to jail for it anyway.
It's like my wife, as she lays dying. Do you get it? He's like, as she
lay dying.
She lays dying.
I have much money for you.
Many much.
If she as I lay dies. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know. The whole
Just crazy.
the whole Xbox Activision thing is absolutely insane.
Pretty crazy, yeah.
$69 billion. I
69.
thought it was 6.9. I read it wrong. $69 billion is a mind-blowing amount of money.
Yeah.
Not just Microsoft. Well, I guess Microsoft, but Xbox is really securing itself as the ultimate gaming company. I have both now. I have the Xbox and I have PS5. Mm-hmm. The Xbox, the value you get with Xbox and Game Pass is like insanity.
Oh, I hear about it all the time.
It is
That's the majority of the reason why anybody is an Xbox player. Is the Game Pass.
Yep. The amount of game, because
I hear that from everybody.
Not only because they acquired EA as well. Mm-hmm. Not only do you get Game Pass, you get EA Play as well. So you get like 100+ games on Game Pass, plus basically all of the games EA puts out.
You can also share games that you buy with your friends.
Yep.
You can't do that on PlayStation.
Nope.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, this is what I'm saying when I say they're slowly taking the market away.
Yep.
And I really think that this last move is like the hand around the neck.
So
they're just slowly squeezing.
So but the difference, the thing is with the PlayStation has better exclusive titles because
now.
But they always have.
Yeah, no, I know, but that could be changing.
Well,
I agree
but
with
that's
you.
why Xbox is buying those companies
100%.
because they are going to have, for example, Deathloop. Mm-hmm. That's a Bethesda game. That being a PS5 exclusive was put in as a deal before Xbox had bought Bethesda. I believe Deathloop is going to go to the Xbox eventually.
Okay.
Like it'll wind up on
Game
Pass.
100%.
Because basically all of the Bethesda games are on Game Pass now
Daddy
for free.
wants it on there.
Well, I have it on PS5. So it's like I
meant Daddy Xbox.
Oh, sorry.
You're the
I
other
thought.
daddy.
I was like,
You're the real
Daddy's
daddy.
right here. Thanks. No, but it's kind of. I don't know, man.
I mean, when you put it in perspective, like when Disney bought Marvel, how much do you think they paid for Marvel and that whole intellectual property? No. Guess. I have it pulled up.
Oh,
I have it pulled up. So this is to put into perspective how big the deal was.
okay. I know that when Disney bought Star Wars, it was $400 million. When Disney bought Marvel, I mean, I would say it was probably like because they bought Marvel. Did they buy Marvel first? I think they bought Marvel before Star. I don't know. I want to say I'm going to say 300 million.
Wow. Okay, so Disney bought Marvel for $4 billion.
Okay.
$4 billion.
Oh, I'm way off. Okay, yeah.
Disney bought Star Wars
for 40 billion. No, for
$4 billion.
4 billion. Okay. Oh, right.
So they paid $8
I
billion.
knew it was a 4.
Yeah, you were right.
I
You
knew
were
it was a
on the right
4.
track.
Yeah.
So for $8 billion, Disney bought all of Star Wars.
In my head, I was like,
all
I don't
of
think George
Marvel.
Lucas is a billionaire, but okay, it makes sense. $4 billion.
So $8 billion, they get Marvel and Star Wars.
Crazy.
Xbox buys Activision for $69 billion. Like, that's insane. The price of that is insane.
But it's the player base, though.
Oh, for
Activision's
sure.
player base.
100%.
Because at a certain point, World of Warcraft was like was the most played video game
Yep.
at active played online game at like 10 or 11, maybe 14 million users or whatever it was. It
Yep.
was a crazy number at that time. Now, Activision's always, because Activision bought Blizzard and all that. Activision has always had a crazy amount of continuous players. I don't know what the number is for Warzone
Oh, my God.
players, but it's got to be more. It's got to be at least close to, if not more than what World of Warcraft was. I don't know how many.
It's definitely top 3 of all playing games at all times. 100%.
because
That's a worldwide game. People play that game in Europe, Russia, Tonga. Well, sorry, not Tonga.
Activision confirmed that Warzone has had over 100 million players
Yep.
since its March 2020 launch.
So imagine if you
It's-
started advertising to them and you started to like.
Well, Xbox is gonna turn it in like.
That's a huge subscriber base.
Well, it's gonna like you look at what
crazy.
Epic has done with Fortnite. Xbox was going to
God.
do the same thing with Warzone.
Yeah.
Warzone is going to be a lot. No, I don't want to say it's going to be less fun, but there will be a lot more
it's not a
advertising.
lot of fun.
Dude, they're like
Right now, it's not a lot of fun. No, I'm just
Marshmallow's going to start playing concerts in Warzone, like while people are like shooting each other and like.
That's so weird.
And he's just going to be
In
like
the
on a
metaverse?
stage in the background of like a World War I map or whatever.
Weird.
Oh, it is.
So weird.
I don't know, man. Everything is online. Like, yeah, with Facebook's metaverse, with Warzone, with everything is online. And like, you look at a movie like Ready Player One, and it's like, and how dystopian it is, and like, oh yeah, they live in like the stacks in Ohio, and it's like trailers stacked on top. We are closer to that than we are some of the futures that they predicted in the 80s with like where it was like dark and gritty and like, you know what I mean? Like we are closer to actually living out Ready Player One, where it's like literally everyone is living their lives completely online and not in the real world with how some of these companies are acting.
Man. It's
so
The Sims.
Oh, it is. It literally is The Sims. Oh. What's next? What's next on your list?
I just heard something crazy. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul verbally agreed to a $50 million fight in Vegas.
Yeah.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
So
I would actually pay to see that fight. Have you seen Mike Tyson lately? Hitting the bag? It's insane.
So
He's been hitting the bag lately, and I saw some footage of him, which is what made me write this down.
Okay.
Holy shit, dude.
oh yeah, he's
He's still a monster, and he's like 60.
yeah.
50? I don't know. Let's look how old he is.
I don't know how old he is, but
I want to look it up.
so the whole which one is the
I don't know.
I have to
honestly,
look it up because I know there's Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
He's 55. Oh, he's 55. He's not even 60.
Oh, he's only
He's
55.
only 50.
Wow, he's
that
young.
seems crazy young.
Okay, so Logan Paul is the goofier one of the two.
I can't tell them apart, honestly. I really can't.
That's fair. I'm not
I don't know any. Yeah.
I don't watch their stuff because they're clout chasers. Like they're
Totally.
really, like, especially Logan Paul. Like Jake Paul seems a little bit more. He's just kind of like he just wants to do the boxing thing and like make money doing boxing. That's fine. The last fight that
Yeah, he fought like that MMA guy and like beat the shit out of
okay,
that black guy. I don't know what his name was.
so
Yeah. You're pulling it up.
yeah, so he fought Tyron Woodley.
Right.
this fight, there was an interesting thing that happened after this fight because Jake Paul knocked him out.
Yeah.
Okay. Right before he knocks him out, there's a video of Jake Paul kind of like squaring up and getting ready, and he kind of like, it almost looks like he twists his glove in like a really very subtle but very like almost
on purpose.
Yeah, like an almost like very like
a signal.
Exactly, because it's right after he does that he comes at Tyron, and it almost looks like Tyron is like blocking and then kind of like lowers his gloves and just
because I've seen the knockout.
Yeah,
but I didn't notice that part. But I could like I totally believe it.
So there's speculation that fight was
like
fixed,
right.
And there's been speculation that all of his fights have been fixed up to this point because realistically, it's like
because he's like 5-0.
Oh,
his record.
Well, that's the thing is like who better to like if it would be different if he was like if he got in the ring and he just sucked and was like losing fights, it wouldn't be making headlines.
Right.
It would be making headlines at first, going like, okay, yeah, like he tried boxing and he sucked,
still a loser.
But then it would just like it would kind of like die off. But it also like it wouldn't surprise me if they are actually fixing these fights because there's a lot of people going into that going like, dude, there's no way he's gonna be able to like, dude, like he's gonna get absolutely destroyed by Tyron Woodley, and then he knocks him out. Granted, okay, Tyron, I don't know that much about him, but like I guess he'd been out of the MMA game for a little while, and it's kind of like it's the same thing with like McGregor and Mayweather. Like that, like McGregor went more rounds than anyone else has ever gone with. I think anyone else, boxing or not,
Crazy.
with Mayweather. I'm pretty sure that was what the stat was. Like he had gone longer in the ring with Mayweather than anyone else. But that fight even I think was fixed because it's like at the end of the day they're both walking away with massive paydays.
Totally.
So for this like out of work retired MMA fighter to take on Jake Paul, going into it he's knowing that he's going to make a shit ton of money because it's a high profile fight.
Yeah.
And dude, I would take a fight with Jake Paul. And I don't care if I lose or win. Like I'd be going into it going, I'm gonna knock this motherfucker out. I'm gonna beat the shit out of this motherfucker because it's all a fucking game.
Oh, for sure.
You hype it up, and it's like, okay, so I don't know how much money they would make off a fight with me and Jake Paul because I'm nobody.
That might be the draw though. Fights Joe Blow.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that could be the draw.
Average guy from Canada.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's like, okay, so he sets up a fight with this former MMA fighter, makes big headlines because they're like, oh man, dude, this like MMA guy is gonna destroy him.
Yeah.
He's an MMA fighter. He's gonna destroy him. Boxing is a different sport.
It's
yes.
completely different.
It's
That's
a completely
why.
different sport.
He's not fought a boxer. Not a straight up boxer.
No,
all the
and
guys
that's
that he's won
kind of
against
the-
have been mixed martial arts dudes.
One was like a former basketball player. It's not even like
the first one was. That was like the
dude,
first fight.
It's not. None of them have been boxers.
So that's
all.
why this fight I'm especially like interested in because I think Tyson's not going to hold back. Even if he loses, he's one of the best boxers of all time.
So I don't like it purely for the fact that if it is fixed and it is a thing where Tyson has to lose, like if it's a thing where it's like Tyson is basically being paid to like lose to Jake Paul, that sucks.
Oh, for sure.
Because that looks I don't want to see Tyson lose.
I want to see him kick his sorry ass.
I know, and it's like
it'd be amazing
for Jake Paul.
Shut him down. Oh man,
I don't think that's a good idea because like if in the case that Tyson does absolutely
just throttle you,
dude, he's gonna kill you. Like
yes.
I don't care how much training
injure you. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't care how much training Jake Paul's done.
I don't think anybody.
It's a very bad idea because Tyson is considered the best boxer of all time behind Muhammad Ali.
With
is he
one
not?
of the
Or is he
hardest-
ahead of Muhammad Ali?
I don't know when it comes to stats. I don't know.
With the hardest punch.
He has one of the hardest punches ever in boxing.
Right.
Like that's insane.
Right. Or is it Mayweather? I don't know.
I don't know that. I don't know what like stats like that. But that's a good call.
Google is failing me. Okay.
That's the Google
Floyd
family.
Mayweather has been crowned the greatest. This is according to the
But by fights won?
wait, the 10 greatest boxers ever, dude. What? Fucking
Jake Paul was on the top of the list.
yeah, Jake Paul's number 1. No, I'm just kidding. No, this list. Okay, this is Floyd Mayweather takes number 1 because he's 50-0.
Yeah, he has a crazy
Like
record.
he's never lost.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Manny Pacquiao takes number 2. Because it's based on points.
Yep.
And yeah, it's not based on wins or losses because Manny Pacquiao was 62-7-2. Carlos Monzon is number 3 with 5,888 points, and then Muhammad Ali is number 4.
Huh.
So
How many points did he have?
1485. So Floyd Mayweather has 2255, and Muhammad Ali has 1485.
So he's got almost 1,000 more points than him. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's got almost 800 more points than Muhammad Ali in 6 less fights. Because Muhammad Ali fought 56 times, Mayweather 50 times. And Muhammad Ali's record is 56 and 5. So 61 fights, sorry.
So he's lost 5 times.
So 11 fights less, and he's got 800 more points. That's crazy.
Crazy.
But the point I'm trying to make is Mike Tyson's not even on the list.
Yeah,
he's not even in the top 10. Honestly, I thought he would been. I thought minimum he'd be like top 5, but he's not even in the top 10.
Yeah, I would have said 5th.
Sugar Ray Robinson, Bernard Hopkins, Joe Louis, Archie Moore, Oscar De La Hoya, and Julio Cesar Chavez. I haven't heard of Archie Moore, Joe Louis, or Bernard Hopkins.
Those all sound
the rest
like
of
old guys, those names.
for sure. And I mean, but all the rest of them
Chavez I've heard of.
yeah. La Hoya, Chavez,
For sure.
and Sugar Ray I've heard of.
Oh, yeah. No
but-
Tyson. Crazy.
No Tyson on the top 10. So it's kind of like this is the Daily Telegraph. But
Liars.
I mean those numbers don't really lie, right?
Tyson's won his first 19
So the
professional
best-
fights by knockout.
So the fans' top 5 greatest boxers, according to NBC Sports, number 1 Muhammad Ali, number 2 Sugar Ray, number 3 Rocky Marciano. He wasn't even in the top 10 on that. Joe Louis, and then number 5 Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson is a fan favorite, but he's not like in the top 10
sense.
in terms of like points and fights and stuff like that. So
His record is 50 wins. He's got 44 wins by KO, 6 losses, 2 no contests. So he's basically 56-2.
crazy. Okay.
Not bad.
That's not bad.
44 wins by KO.
But that point
Damn.
structure must be based off of like strikes and because the thing that's
Totally.
why Mayweather is in the top because Mayweather is just like a strike machine.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the sport of boxing that well, but I
either.
know that like you get a point every time you fucking. So that means Mayweather's just been dummying guys, like just absolutely hitting
Just
the shit out of them.
machine gun punching them.
Going back to the Jake Paul Mike Tyson thing.
Yep.
It's $100 million contest. That's what it is. That's according to this article. It's $100 million thing, and it's just like I don't know, man.
Crazy.
Yeah,
when I first heard about it, when I wrote it down, it said that it was a 50. They both verbally agreed to a $50 million fight in Vegas. But yeah, that definitely could have come up.
whoa, hold on.
Yep.
An article from like 2 days ago has Jake Paul accepting an offer to fight Khabib in Eagle FC. What is Eagle FC?
What's that?
Nate Robinson, 2020, subsequently engaged in multiple callouts. See, it's all just for money and like fame.
for sure.
Like none of these fights mean anything.
I saw an interview with Jake Paul, and he was like, y'all doubt me and think that I can't fight. What, you don't think that I have skill? Like, all this stuff. He's like, could a guy with no skills go 5-0? And I'm like, do you know how many people are 5-0 in their life who are professional boxers? A lot of guys were 5-0, bro.
Fighting actual
Yeah, that's what I'm
boxers.
saying. Fighting actual boxers, not MMA guys and basketball players, bro. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you need to chill out. I hate when guys get like that, when they toot their own horn, and it's like, dude, this has been like a money grab for you the whole time. So
Okay. So basically what Khabib tweeted out was the doors of Eagle Fight Club always open for you and your team to Jake Paul, and the condition that Jake Paul said was deal only if I fight you first.
oh my god,
Dude, Jake Paul fighting Khabib? No fucking way.
let's see it. I want to see it.
I
want to see it only for the simple
of
fact that
course I want to
wanna
see it, but
get
like,
destroyed.
oh my god, dude, there's
If he
no
wins that fight, then that
there's-
means there's something going on.
He doesn't win that fight. Khabib
No.
is not. There is no way you're going to be able to pay Khabib enough to throw a fight. Khabib will not take a loss.
I agree with
Khabib
you.
would never take a loss.
No, I agree with you.
And if he did, holy fuck, that says a lot more about him than we ever thought. Because I genuinely think that dude is not.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Do you remember when Khabib and McGregor were going to fight, and like the whole hype train leading up to that? Khabib and all the shit that McGregor was doing, like throwing the thing at the bus and breaking the window, and like
they had a bunch of back and forth before the match even started.
But it's like McGregor is doing it to hype up the fight. Khabib is like actually taking offense to all of this, and he's not that person. He's not like he's like, I just want to train
like the silent
and
but
hit.
deadly.
Exactly.
I
He's
got
like,
you.
I want to train and hit the ring.
McGregor tries to get into your brain by doing that stuff. That's what all that shit is.
It's not even that he's trying to get in your brain. It's just he's trying to hype up the fight and create.
True.
He's trying to create the narrative of like, we fucking hate each other and like this is going to be a crazy fight, which works. It sold that fight sold so many pay-per-views and so many tickets and blood over. But the thing, like, do you remember the end of that
I don't
fight?
remember. I was just going to ask you, who
Khabib won.
Okay, he won.
Yeah, Khabib 100%
Did he
won.
knock him out quick?
It was not. It didn't last very long.
Fight. Yeah.
So it didn't last very long. Khabib won the fight, and then right after jumped over the cage and got into a fucking fight with McGregor's
with his
people.
team.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh
at
my
all.
god! Look up the
That's
video of it.
Amazing.
Later,
He's like, fuck you and your crew.
dude. It was. He was like, I won. He was like, I won the fight, and like, fuck you. And then I think what happened is Khabib's team started scuffling with McGregor. Like there was like a big scuffle, and then Khabib jumped into the fray. Like he jumped off the cage into the fray and was just like trying to dummy guys.
That's rad.
He ended up getting arrested, and like they were like,
you can't do that shit.
yeah. And it was like,
Especially when you're a fighter and you're
so
fighting regular
it went
guys.
so all of a sudden it went from they like, I don't know if he went out in handcuffs, but Khabib got escorted out of the ring and out of the arena before he was able to like have any kind of victory speech.
Yeah.
They stripped him of the belt because it was for a belt.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they were going to try and strip him of his prize money. I don't know if that ended up happening.
He's straight up Russian caveman.
Yes.
Straight up like
Yes.
frozen in ice.
Yes. Because he was fucking pissed off about everything that was going on.
I would never fight that guy.
No, there's
If
no
he
way.
looked at me, I would cry.
McGregor, then you look at, so like everything leading up to that fight was McGregor acting like a fucking toddler.
Totally.
Being like hyping up the fight. As soon as the fight's done, who's Mr. Humble? And like, oh my God, I can't believe that just
You
happened.
just got your ass whooped.
Well, he got his ass whooped, but then all of a sudden he's like humbled by the whole thing.
Of
Blah, blah, blah.
course.
So he's always, I've never, even after a loss, I've never seen McGregor,
like be humble.
no, angry.
Oh, angry.
He
okay.
always tends to get humbled after. So then after the Khabib thing, he went and he fucking trained like crazy. Then he was gonna fight Cerrone, Cowboy Cerrone. That fight lasted all of like 30 seconds. Do you
Right.
remember that?
I remember.
He literally dummied him, broke his nose with his fucking shoulder, like ended that fight super quick. I can't remember if Cowboy tapped or if it was a KO. I can't remember. It was one of the two.
Right.
But McGregor Cowboy didn't even land a single punch
Jesus.
on McGregor. It was crazy.
Just a flurry.
So then you get to, oh my God, I can't. McGregor's last fight was against, okay, so then the last fight that they had was against Dustin Poirier, which was their, oh man, was that their third fight? I think that might have been their. I want to say that was
They
their.
fought before.
Yeah, I want to say yes. It was their third fight. So it was It was in July.
Yeah.
This last summer. Because before that, they had fought in January of 21, and Poirier won that one. But the first one, McGregor ended Dustin. Right. So then they had a rematch, and Dustin won the second one. So it was like
another one.
Okay, so now it's like, all right, so
best of the three.
Well, what happened in July July of 21 for McGregor Poirier 3 was, remember, McGregor broke his leg while they were fighting. Dustin was saying that he broke his leg when he kicked him, and then at a certain point he stepped back on it and it snapped, and then he just kind of So McGregor was sitting against the cage and just I've never seen McGregor after a fight that livid and cocky, and I guess maybe I haven't watched enough of his fights, but most of the time he's kind of
fights that you've watched. That's
out of the fights that I've watched. He kind of he just calms down, win or lose. He normally calms down. He's just kind of okay, especially in the Khabib one, he got dummied and he was he didn't expect Khabib to fucking lose it the way he did.
Right.
After the Cerrone fight, he I'm pretty sure he was giving Cowboy's mom a hug or whatever, and was just anyway. I don't know I think after the Poirier one, he was kind of upset, but I don't think he he didn't lose it the way he fucking lost it when he broke his leg. Because that's a shitty way to lose a fight. Breaking your leg like that. That is a shitty way to lose a fight.
100%.
Anyway, I guess the point being, I would love to see Khabib beat the hell out of Jake Paul. I would love to see
100%.
Mike Tyson beat the hell out of Jake Paul, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't know if it'll happen because I think the money, the amount of money.
I would like to imagine that he wouldn't be swayed to lose for the money, but you're right, there is a chance. There is, and I agree with you, next to no chance that Khabib would rather go back to Siberia than to take money for a fight. I don't see him doing that at all. You don't mess with Russians, bro.
No, I know.
Russians are crazy.
Yeah. That's why I genuinely think that Khabib wouldn't be bought off. I don't think he would be bought off. He's already made so much money.
He's friends with Putin. He doesn't need anything else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Putin's like, yo, you need anything? I got you.
Oh, dude. Khabib is set.
Oh, 100%.
No matter what. His net worth is $40 million.
Jeez.
He's
got enough. And in Russian, that's 10 trillion.
I don't know about that. No, but honestly, it's just dude, he made $40 million fighting.
It said 3 hours ago, Jake Paul accepts Khabib's MMA offer on one condition.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
I know, but it's a video, and I'm I don't know if I want to. I can't watch the video.
No,
what's Khabib's MMA offer though?
Literally what I just told you. The doors of the Eagle Flight Club are always open. Okay. And then the one condition is deal.
I thought I was going
only
off,
if I fight you first.
That's fair. I was going off of the fact that the Fight Club was a boxing ring, not an MMA ring. My bad.
No. Yeah.
My
so,
bad.
No, Jake Paul is saying that he'll MMA fight Khabib, and that's stupid. That is stupid.
Oh my God, let him do it.
My God.
Just to see him get throttled, so he'll shut the fuck up.
Okay, what's next on your? What's the last?
The only last thing I wanted to say that we were talking about Euphoria. And
it's Euphoria Corner. Euphoria Corner. This is going to be a weekly thing now. We're going to do Euphoria Corner. Welcome to Euphoria Corner, where we talk about Euphoria, the TV show. Because you're all caught up now.
I'm caught up.
Okay, what about Euphoria? Euphoria Corner.
That I love Fez.
He gets so much better.
But
oh.
I love Ash.
Oh, Ash is tight.
Whoever that actor is that's playing a kid, that is just crazy. The character himself, cool. He does a really good job, especially in the last episode, because he gets to hit somebody that I wanted to hit for a long time in that show. The only thing I wanted to say was the Euphoria star Storm Reed. So she plays Rue's sister Gia.
Okay.
She's set to join HBO's Last of Us cast.
Oh.
So she's going to be in that show, too.
She's going to be coming to Calgary.
With Nick Hoffman.
Yeah, she's probably already
in Calgary.
She's in Calgary filming.
Did you see Northland Mall? They have it completely looking dystopian.
So
it looks pretty rad, actually.
So according to an insider source,
he's got his sources.
There apparently are no stores left in the mall. Like apparently the mall is dead.
This is a long time ago. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought it. Oh,
they're tearing it down and they're building like skyscrapers with a mall on the bottom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like completely revitalizing that whole area.
That makes sense. Okay, so for now, there's the entire mall, from one side to the other is dressed for this show. The entire mall, which is so cool and very lucky that we had a mall that was
just available for them to shoot.
Yeah, literally.
Totally,
like the timing of that is perfect.
That could have played into their whole coming here too. They did the same thing at Sate. Did you see that the outside of Sate? I guess they used for some shots where the crew or whoever's in the show is kind of walking by, or they have some small time at Sate, and they dress the outside of Sate. Because it's like that. It looks like a giant. It almost looks like a prison.
Because
it's like the original Sate building is like old.
McDonald Hall or whatever it's called. Is it McDonald Hall?
I think it's something
I can't
like
remember like that.
Anyways, it looked crazy. They like put mud on the outside of it and shit. So, but yeah, the shots from inside Northland Mall look crazy. Looks so
I've
cool.
only seen the one photo where it was like, basically, from what I was told, it was the only place they couldn't keep people out of, and keep people. The rest of it apparently looks absolutely insane. And like I've said, they've been spending months dressing it.
So cool.
Because they're going to be in there for a while.
I can't wait to see this show, man.
Oh, well,
especially with all the things that are local to us that we're going to be like, that's
yeah. Well, and it's
might take us out of it actually. Hey,
I don't think so, because I think it's actually I think it's being dressed to actually look like another, like almost like,
but we're gonna know. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna know.
I don't think we're gonna, like with Black Summer, that one zombie show. Did you watch that?
No, my buddy's in it as an extra.
Right. I heard I had
so bad.
What is it? One of the other guys in the office told me that, because I started watching it. Yeah, the whole thing. I started watching it, and he told me, it was like, it's bad. He was like, don't bother watching it. I was like, oh, okay. I kind of wanted to see the Calgary landmarks.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that show,
they go to the
they're all
Stadium.
Well, they're at McMahon Stadium. They're at Saddle Dome. They're like all over.
Stadium.
They're like all over.
Yeah.
And they didn't really do much to actually like make it look like a different city.
Right.
Like it looks like Calgary. So
right.
I don't know. Last of Us is going to be an unreal show, and I just started playing the game. And I want to try and play through it before the show starts, because I want to watch the show and
kind of get some, because I'm sure a lot of the storyline from the show is going to translate from the games.
100%.
I'm sure you're not going to have to play the games to understand what's going on in the show, but it probably would help you.
I don't think
they're going to start it off square one for everyone to kind of get a base idea of who these characters are. And their
I know that. I know that fans of the game, like huge fans of the game, are going to be very happy with the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what I know so far.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting. I kind of wish it's a bummer that COVID is happening and that they have the set protocols that they do, where everybody has to
probably get on.
Dude,
that would be so cool.
If COVID wasn't happening right now and like this show was
zombie. Would you be a zombie? If they were like, yo, we want to use it for like a zombie extra, would you do it?
Yep. I'd go sit in the makeup chair. 100% I would.
That'd be so cool.
Why not? I don't care.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just asking.
They'll pay me my $10 an hour to go like lay on.
Hey, you get craft services, okay?
I get craft service, you're right. No, but honestly, I mean, regardless of whether or not I'd be playing a zombie, I would have been able to get onto that set to go and like visit and see it.
Because you got the hookups.
I do have the hookups. All right, well, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the MP Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the main channel so you don't miss any of the challenge videos we have coming out, because we're doing a lot of fun, gross things that don't taste very good, but they're fun. Also, make sure, obviously, because this is on the podcast channel now, make sure you're subscribing to this channel as well, so you don't miss any of the podcasts coming out.
And our podcast downloads got 200.
Oh yeah, we're over. Well,
that was a little bit ago too. So.
Well, we hit 200, and then almost overnight we hit like 217. So yeah, it's. I haven't
keep
looked at it.
downloading those podcasts.
Keep downloading the podcast.
We appreciate you.
Oh, also, join the new MP Media Facebook page.
Oh yes,
as well as
we're on the Facebook.
There's like our Instagrams. There's lots of ways to connect with us on social media. One thing I did want to touch on.
Yeah.
On the not on the week. Was it Friday? Whatever day it was. I think it was Friday. I got a text from a friend of mine who listens to the podcast. Hi, Duncan.
What's up, D?
He was like, "Are you at home?" I was like, "No, I'm at work." And he was like, "Oh, shoot." So he left me a treat on my front step. He left me a box of, and I talked about it on Instagram, but he left me a box of birthday cake, Fruity Pebbles. So I've been eating those all weekend, and I don't really like birthday cake flavored things. Like I find it kind of off-putting. These are actually really good.
I love the term off-putting in that situation.
But it's true. Like
what color? I'm trying to see the colors because they look different than normal fruit.
They're like birthday. They're like
so it's like
blue,
teal and blue and white.
It's blue, pink, yellow, and like a teal.
Okay.
I don't know. It might
The
just
colors are kind of cool. The different colors are cool.
Yeah, Fruity Pebbles are still 10 out of 10 for me. These are like 8 out of 10.
Nice.
They're pretty close. Yeah,
That's good. I'm glad you didn't throw up. So.
No. Yeah, I didn't throw up at all. No, they were very delicious. So thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Duncan.
Duncan, if anybody else wants to send me Fruity Pebbles, I will let you know how to get me Fruity Pebbles. But yes, thank you for watching this episode of the MP Podcast. I'm Lincoln.
I'm Bob.
We'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.